Hey guys, how's it going? Been a really long time since I've done a video, but this one's going to be pretty awesome. I've been putting this off for quite a while. Just been pretty busy, and just wanted to try these knives out a little bit more before I did a review or overview on them. If you don't know, these are customs made by Jake Hoback. It's a collaboration job between him and Alphahunter Tactical. I believe it was Alphahunter's design, and Jake Hoback's the one that actually made them and put them together. These are the Warhorses. This one is the full size, and this is the mini flipper version. They are both absolutely incredible knives. Two of the best knives I've ever owned. I originally got the mini flipper version, but then I had an opportunity to get the full size version. I just couldn't pass up, having the set. So I'm extremely happy about having had the opportunity to own these two beautiful specimens here. Let's first take a look here at the Mini. I don't know any of the specs on these. They're customs, and I don't know. I didn't do measurements or anything, but I'd say this one's probably a drop under 7 inches overall. I think the blade is maybe about 3, with a cutting edge of probably more like 2.5. But it's an extremely beefy, chunky knife. You can see here. I do know one spec, and that's the fact that both the blade and each of the tie slabs here are 0.2 inches. So you've got some super thick blade stock, as well as your handle material here. So I guess if you take the 0.2 inch and multiply by 3, you're going to have about 0.6 plus probably a drop for the space in between the two slabs and the blade. So I got a pretty beefy thumb, and you can see that it's almost as thick as my thumb is. It's definitely a chunky blade. You got a nice back spacer here, titanium, and everything's just finished very well. I love the bronze anodized orange peel finish. This is the first orange peel finish I've ever had, and it's definitely just impressive. It's really stylish. Really like it. You can see all the hardware as well is colored bronze. You can see all these fullers and grooves he's got milled in here. And if you haven't seen, check out his channel. He's got a ton of videos on actually putting these together, putting these knives together. This Warhorse run, so you can see how he goes about actually doing it. Pretty interesting to see the knives that the knife that you have being made and how he does it. The grip on the knife is actually really nice because it is such a beefy blade. You can get a super nice grip on it, and he's got the handle cut out just so perfectly that it fits so nice, especially with this little groove here up front right behind the flipper, and then you can also choke up on it. It's just an incredible grip. You can get a just an awesome grip on this knife. You can see the blade. He's also got a nice thick fuller or blood groove running along both sides of the blade. Really nice. The blade is, I believe it's acid washed and then stone washed. So it's got a real nice kind of war-torn finish. I've got this really greased up because this is M4 steel, so it tends to corrode really easily. So I just keep a thick coat of like ballistol or whatever I have around on it. So that's what's making it really glary. But you can kind of see right there, that's the Alphahunter Tactical logo. It's a, I believe it's a lion's head. Probably can't see it too well. but trust me, it is there. And on the reverse side, you have even a little bit more faint is Jake Hoback's kind of hammer hatchet logo there. I'm not sure if you can see that. The blade is extremely sharp. Hoback does a very nice job sharpening the blade, especially with this kind of like tanto-ish, you know, grind on it. It's extremely sharp. Extremely sharp. The action on this thing is just absolutely incredible. It is honestly the most authoritative, you know, flipper I've ever had. It rides on, you know, the KVT style ball bearings. Sorry, the KVT style ball bearings. The you know, the polymer track. There's one on each side of the blade, so it's got an extremely nice action, man. It's even better than the ZT560. It's better than any knife I've ever owned. It's just so authoritative. It's crazy. The lockup is really, really nice, even on a hard throw like that. You've got a really early lockup. It's definitely a nice lockup. What else? Very nice pocket clip, titanium pocket clip. Kind of keeps with the whole style of the blade or the handle. You got a nice milled out groove here in the pocket clip. And I don't know if you can see inside. Jake does this with all of his knives. Let me get a light in there. You can see, try to get the glare down, see if my light goes any dimmer. No. It says, what does it say? JRH, Jake something Hoback. Don't know what his middle name is. You can see 2012. And then he also has scripture engraved into all of his knives. For this run, it was 2 Timothy 4:7. And then this one's also pretty special because I don't know if I'm able to show you this, but there you go. Under the pocket clip, he's actually got another piece of scripture engraved in there. It's just a little quote, "Do unto others." So that's pretty interesting. That's not on the full-size one I have. So that is pretty neat, definitely. The backspacer is nice. It meets real flush with the two scales. You got a nice big, you know, lanyard cut out here. Put whatever you want through there. You've got some nice jimping here on the back for your grip, and you also got 3 big kind of rounded grooves up here. This is definitely just a really nice knife. I really like this thing. Let me just give you a quick size comparison between this and a Paramilitary 2. You can see that it's definitely smaller than a Paramilitary 2. Let me also show you it next to an SNG. Like I said, it's a pretty small knife. Not tiny, but it's definitely a smaller size knife. But it's no slouch. It's definitely a beefy knife, and it's an awesome work of art. If you ever have a chance to pick one of these things up, I definitely say to do it. Because it's definitely a nice blade to own. You can see the centering is perfect. Everything about this knife is definitely pretty much perfect. Don't really have much to say, you know, about what could be improved this knife. I guess the one thing I could say, I mean, I never had M4 steel before, and I know it's definitely a great steel, but I wish he had used some sort of a stainless steel, because if I take a flashlight and I shine it on the blade, I can see that there's pieces of the blade that's actually got a rust color to it that's starting to tarnish because of the corrosive properties of the steel. So that's why I keep it always lubed up to kind of prevent any further tarnishing. But anyways, that's probably the only knock, and that's just a byproduct of the steel used, so can't really say anything too negative about that one. Now let me show you the big boy here. This is the full-size Warhorse. This thing is just an immense, monstrous beast. Same specs as the Mini as far as the blade thickness and titanium scale thickness. 0.2 on the scale and 0.2 on the blade. So it's definitely a beast of a knife. And this one, I believe, is about 4 inches long, the blade length. There's no flipper and there's no deployment hole or thumb stud. How you actually work this is just get your thumb in that fuller there and open it up, and it works real nice. You know, the detent is just perfect. There's not a lot of resistance, so it comes out pretty nicely. Definitely a cool deployment method there. Again, you can see the focus. You can see the Alphahunter tactical logo there. I don't know why. Hold on. Try to get this thing focused. Anyways, the Alphahunter tactical logo is there, and on this side you can see the Jake Hoback logo right there. You can see the edge he has on this thing. It's crazy. It's a crazy sharp blade, mirror polished. Just an absolute slicer this thing is for being such a thick blade stock. It's definitely no slouch when it comes to cutting. Just look at the mirror polish on that edge. I'd be curious to know what kind of I don't know if he just belt sharpens these, or if he's got some kind of sharpening system. But I really wish I could do that, because it's crazy nice, this edge he has on here. Again, you have the milled out fullers here on the titanium scale. Real nice. You got the bronze orange peel anodizing job. The lockup on this one is similar when it's open, similar to the Mini. It's got a pretty early lockup when it's open nice and smoothly. If it's kind of flicked, it goes down to about half, about 50%, or a little bit further sometimes. You can see we got some jimping here on the lock bar to help you engage it. I like the jimping on this one better than the Mini. You got 4 nice grooves here. They're smaller and they're sharper, so you get a better purchase on it. You got the nice big blood groove fuller on both sides of the blade. Same pocket clip. You got the same scripture and JRH 2012 on the inside here. Got that full titanium backspacer there. The only thing with this one that I can knock for like fit and finish wise, which honestly is no big deal at all, but if I had to find something, the only thing I'd be able to say is that you see how he does these screws and how they come through the backside, and they come out along the edge. Most of them he has sanded down so you don't get the odd angle of the screw sticking out, but for this one right here, if you can see that, he missed that one as far as sanding that one down, and this one also a little bit. But yeah, that's just about it. There's nothing else on this blade that I can knock. It's really a sweet blade. Let me give you a quick comparison here between this and my Peter R. Keystone. Similar size. It's just a drop longer than the Keystone flipper. Let me show you a more common knife here. The ZT560. Quite a bit bigger than the 560. And for let's show you a blade thickness comparison here. Just overall comparison. You can see how much thicker the 0.2 inch M4 on the Warhorse is than the stock on the ZT560. Let's also show you the Spyderco and the Strider. So you definitely got a nice chunky blade here on both of these knives. And so I guess that's pretty much it. There's not much else to say other than that these are both incredible specimens of craftsmanship and design. I definitely have to give props to Hoback and Alphahunter Tactical, because they got together and put together an awesome blade, both in the mini flipper version and the full-size version. Yeah, very impressed, very happy, and I thank you for watching. Any questions or anything, just leave me a comment or whatever, and I'll get back to you. Thanks.